Good morning and welcome. We're at Cottingley and we're hoping to go to Durham today. We're going via Dewsbury, hence being on the up platform. Things have been changed around quite a bit now since this coronavirus thing started, so I'm not sure we'll get to Durham, but we'll try and then we'll see if we can walk across to Bishop Auckland. So anyway, next train in is, as you can see, it says Manchester Piccadilly on there now. It's a minute or so late, but anyway, we're going to get this one to Dewsbury and then come back straight through to Durham on the Transpennine Newcastle service. Right, it's approaching now, so let's get on it when it approaches, when it gets here. Oh, it's 2 units together. Crikey, it's a double set on this. Right, just left Cottingley, so let's get on to Dewsbury, sharp as, and go straight back through. It's very quiet.
This is a service to Manchester Piccadilly. The next stop will be Morley.
Firmer now. Right, made it to Dewsbury. Let's get over to the other side for the Newcastle train. Station's deserted. I have never had a 1-0 job here where one person off and no one else on or off. That is just incredible. So let's go over to the other side. Right, our train is approaching. There's a westbound service to Liverpool there on platform 2. This is ours now coming in, which looks like a new one. It's not local all though, it's one of the other ones. Right, let's get straight to Durham on here if we can. Right, just leaving Dewsbury now. Let's see how far we get. Hopefully it'll be Durham. Okay. Right, we're coming into Leeds. Not got the road yet. It's usually platform 15, so didn't see what platform it was, so soon find out. Platform 0 there, that coming along. Well, to get more work done with that now with this reduction in service. It's lower than a Sunday at the moment. Yeah, it's like platform 15. This is where I went via Dewsbury now, because you can see the next train from Cottingley is 10 minutes. So we would have just missed this one with the next train. Right, just leaving Leeds. Next stop, Garforth. weather's pretty good. Hope it stays that way. Got an entire carriage to myself now. Slightly surreal is this. Right, so we are now approaching Garforth. Unusual for an express this long to be stopping here, but we are. A minute or two late now, so we'll be hanging around.
Everyone says that, and Eva's supposed to.
No one here to get on. If anyone's going to get off. There's a Skelf, just got platforms on the Normanton lines, as they're called, here at this point. There's even a passage on the station there, wasn't there? Now just north of the station here, there's a bridge over the River Wharf, and it was you couldn't see the river last time, it was so flooded. That's gone down a lot now, that's pretty normal, almost normal, thereabouts. Right, just coming into York. And we're going to go on platform 11. There's a zoomer over there, and a Northern City train in, I think, platform 7 or 6 or 7, whichever. Right, just leaving York. See how far we get. If we get to Durham and do the walk, we will. I wonder if anything's at the NRM. I can't imagine it will be. Looks like tornadoes, 10 of those. You're in South Africa. Just pulling into Thirsk now, and there used to be a railway overhead here that crossed at right angles as good as to the main line. Like that. See someone just there, so I wonder where that bridge was. I doubt it'll still exist, but there might be an abutment where it was. Oh, this is it here actually, isn't it? Yeah, that's it there. But it's obviously got a yeah. It's got a road on it now, look at it. Or a walkway. So we crossed over at Tollerton to the slow line, so now this is the crossover I expected us using. But so we're not late, 18 minutes away, and it's just about nearly 18 minutes past now. So a couple more stations after this, and then we're at Durham. Our own arch for the slow lines, and the main lines in the middle, of course. Thirsk hasn't had mainline platforms for several years, long before my time when they were taken out. At least I think it was. Thirsk. So this would have really been Thirsk Junction years ago. Just leaving Northallerton. And this is the line that branches off to Yarm and Middlesbrough and Sunderland. And there's nothing much down there today except Grand Central. I think about 1 or 2 trains per night services. There is. And of course we go over the top of the avoided lines. This is our penultimate intermediate stop now yet, Darlington. Next stop is Durham, and we're off. Can't quite, there's a 37 over there. service like this in the opposite side. Coming up to Ferry Hill now, where the line from Stillington and Norton-on-Tees joins us on the right here. Over to it there. Obviously this is where the Leam side line via Fence Houses and Penshaw used to join on as well. That well, lead off rather, the opposite end. It's where the main lines, the slow lines are over there. This is where, somewhere up here, they could put a station at Ferry Hill. This is a big enough town to justify our thing. Probably where that bridge is, I guess. Or somewhere here. And just have slow line platforms only. So I think a Ferry Hill station could be justified. The remains of the what's it line now to Peelaw Junction by the Victoria Viaduct is just a bit further up here now. There used to be a branch to Raisby Hill Quarry as well on the right, which has the remains of that's disappeared just before a few minutes ago. We curve away left a bit further up here now, and the Leam side route actually continues more or less straight ahead. Which is that there now, that rusty bit of single track now, that's the Leam side line. It's all fenced off now, and a large parts of the track are missing, but that's where the Leam side line was. Right, we're going to cross a viaduct now, which we're hoping to walk back underneath if we do this walk, which is here. And the path is somewhere down here now. It wasn't easy to see one, that was it? Right, we're pulling into Durham now. That's the cathedral over there, which is very prominent, obviously. We can't go around it, obviously, because it'll be closed. So I thought of doing that actually while we're here, but we haven't got time. So we'll just go straight out to the station and head to Bishop Auckland. Right, we'll see this go and then we'll head over to Bishop Auckland. He's got the feather back on the main line, of course. Although it doesn't actually need that indication, it can go straight forward and then obviously a bit further up, cross back onto the fast line, which I have done in the past. Yep, pantograph's up now, that's what you could hear. That clunking every time it went past an overhead neutral section. Yeah, it took a bit longer there than expected, but anyway, off it goes. And let's walk over to Bishop Auckland. The station is eerily quiet because of this coronavirus thingy. Anyway, this is probably going to be the last thing we can do before we get locked down. Right, let's get out of the station, we'll set View Ranger going and see what we can do. Right, the church there's just chiming 12 o'clock. And it is just that now, 12 o'clock. This is the viaduct we just crossed as we came into the station from the south. And we're going to go underneath it. Or are we actually? Hang on a minute, I don't think we are. No, we're not. We can go over this bit of a bridge here and down. Right, just walk down there and you can still see the cathedral. And we're walking up here. The railway is out of sight just up to the right. So we'll see how far we get. I'm hoping we'll get to Bishop Auckland. If we do, great. If we don't, well, we shall see. Right, we're walking along this footpath now, which will take us back to the main road. So we've cut a slight corner off. Having said it's eerily quiet, we have actually passed 3 people coming the other way so far. Spare right here now. This comes out alongside the main road now. Right, we're walking along the main road now, which I think is the A690 southwards. We'll get to the river, then we shall be able to go on the footpaths again. So we've got a good mile and a half on here now till we get to the river. It's very quiet. The East Coast Main Line is just up there now, and the viaduct is just behind those trees, which we're going to go underneath. So we'll cross over here, and then just here somewhere there's a fork off to the right. So don't actually cross the River Weir. Yeah, I think it'll be down there. Yeah, it must be down here. Have a look at the river a bit further up. Looks like somebody's been burning something here. Right, that's where we're going to go in a moment. So look at the river. I strongly suspect this bridge here has been replaced by that one down there. So let's keep going. Never know, you might see a train up here now. Yeah, it's blocked up there. It is, I'm sure it's the old, what is it? Former railway. Actually, let's go under the viaduct. Right, there's nothing northbound for some time, so we'll stay on here. There's a southbound one in about 5 or 10 minutes, I think, so we'll have 5 other side of the viaduct. I think we're safe enough now not to be disturbed. How many arches has it got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I think. See, might be better from the other side. Right, the viaduct behind me, just there, is where we went across it, heading south after going to Newcastle last year sometime, whenever it was. And we saw someone walking along this path, so we thought we'd have a look and find it, and now we're here walking on it. The next train now is the train due south, so we'll see something go over it. There's a cross-country service just left Durham, which we'll see very shortly. I haven't got time to wait around for another one though, but we'll see this one. It's only a Voyager, but at least it's something we've seen. Right, let's continue up here. and get to Wellington. Right, it's looking round. Just come back. Actually, that makes it look a bit. That's about right distance now. Slightly zoomed, but not full. The River Weir is on the left just here. And it has been flooded quite badly over here, according to some people. Sounds like there's an emergency vehicle somewhere. Right, you can still just see the viaduct down there. So we've come down that way and path continues up there. We are going to go through that gate there. So that's the dirt track, which is the main path, the Weardale Way. We're just going off onto a smaller path now, up here, alongside the river. We haven't got time for a swim, so I still think it'll be a bit cold for that. So let's swing over here. Right, we're able to get. Oh yes, we are. There's a little bit of a bridge, and all this debris here is bound to be from flooding earlier. It's pretty dry now. Oh, look at this. This is brilliant. Is this? Very quaint. A little stream, it's quite clean as well. Flows into the river just down there. Yeah, it's a very gentle flow just here. Yeah, it's been a while since we've had any significant rain now, which does mean that the rivers and all that have gone back to sort of, well, normal. Right, we're continuing now after we've had a bit of something to eat and walking alongside the River Weir until we get to sort of close to Wellington. Now I'm hobbling a bit because I've just hurt my left leg somehow. How the hell I've done it, I don't know. Felt like someone twang inside me back of my calf. Oh dear, it's painful. I'll have to keep going, no other choice. Right, it looks like a bit of flooding still left here, doesn't it? Anyway, whether the river really has come right over where we stood, I couldn't say. Certainly right out in the sticks here now. Right, we've just come from down there, we're alongside the river. Looks like an old bridge or something there, doesn't it, years ago? So anyway, we'll go up here now, see if we can get into the town of Wellington, and I might just call it a day there because my leg is really painful. I don't know what on earth I've done with it. One hell of a pulled muscle. There's a bus stop. Let's see what time there's a bus somewhere. Right, we have made it to Bishop Auckland, but obviously we didn't walk the last half of the walk. We got a lift. So let's just cross over the road here, and the station's just ahead. dear. Hiya. Oh, Barclays is open. Right. Oh, dear. We haven't done this station, as in actually getting on or off a train and going out, so this is a tick for today. How do we get in? Must be around that far side. Oh dear. Oh, I'd never have made it here, walking it, no chance. Here we are. Train should be. Is it? No, it's not here yet. Yeah, the what is it? Line is here. I'm not so sure. There's another station just down. Oh yeah, you can just see it just down there. That's the one that the Weardale Railway use. So Bishop Auckland. I'll stop view range in just a second. Right, this is our next train now. It'll terminate here and go back to Saltburn, I believe. See how quickly the red light changes to green after it gets past it. I was anticipating a pacer, but I think most of them have gone now. Right, Bishop Auckland, that's a tick. So we'll go to Darlington with this service, and then back to Leeds, Cottingley. It's not been an entirely bad day, but it could have been better. It's looking like the line went through there at one time, didn't it? Stop is Shildon, after the tunnel, of the same name of course. I think we're on single track now, aren't we, actually, yeah, so it's the footbridge and the tunnel is just ahead. Up to Shildon now. We're on double track now as well. Now this is where they had the trials, or that demonstration of steam engines all following one behind the other back in 1975, the cavalcade I think it was called. A repeat or a rerun was supposed to happen in 2000, but because of all the modern health and safety bollocks it didn't happen. This is Shildon. So platform 2 is over there for Bishop Auckland. And behind that is where they're all held, all the steam locomotives. And the that was at 125, at prototype 125. Lucky with this service now, it's every hour, isn't it? So I think during the daytime it's only 2 hours, and that's a line. Just see the line down there. That's where it was back in 1975. That held out all the locomotives down there. That's the box, and this bridge now, we're going to go underneath here, is the bridge that we could see back in 1975. We would have been somewhere just down there. Where that pacer is. That's that's where we would have been in 1975, and that's the locomotion shed, like a museum, but it won't be open now because of all this coronavirus. Hardly anything is open now unless it's essential. I'm not so sure how far down here they would have all collected at the end, but they did. Coming up to the A1 here now, because this goes over at the Bishop Auckland line. Yeah, not exceptionally busy of course, because of you know what. Now, further up that way, the East Coast Main Line goes underneath it, which is what we did earlier. In fact, the East Coast Main Line is only about a mile over there, roughly. We're running parallel to it as good as now. Because actually this was a diversionary route when there was a connection from Durham sort of southwards onto this line years and years ago. Next stop will be North Road and then Darlington. I'm going to go across to Eaglescliffe and we'll change there and head on the Grand Central service to York. Coming alongside the East Coast Main Line now from the north, which is where I went earlier, to Durham. Freightliner.
Two big dries out in the kitchen, obviously cat lounge comes in, and then that lasts a few days, so it's in over here. If I stay way longer, I'm going to have to come back and make use of it, right, and then do that like 4 meal thing.
There's a point to set to the main line, aren't there?
And then I'll text you the feed and within.
It's got a decent shine there, so somebody must be using it pretty regularly. It can't just be that one flying Scotsman train to London that misses, that goes from Newcastle to King's Cross and non-stop. No, you can't get to the main lines from the Bishop branch, can you?
And she said, bring the cat over. I know it's going to be too much to take the cat over the train, and I'm sure and if it's like, what am I going to do? It's going to be cat over, so you go down, obviously you'll go down and check on your cat, get your cat away, and between your sisters and your house.
Yeah, well, they've got a good shining, so as I say, something must use them pretty regularly. Right. Look at Darlington. What is that? That's what is it train here? That inspection train, network rail train. There's a 37 at the far end of this. Right, keep going and we'll go through to Eaglescliffe. Right, just leaving Darlington now, and this is that network rail. Yeah, that's the 37, 610. So here we go, now Dinsdale next stop. We shall miss Teesside Airport obviously because our the old stops are there. One a week now. I think it's only one direction as well, which makes it really awkward. We're crossing the East Coast Main Line on the flat here now. There's nothing else to get in the way of us, or for us to get in the way of. Got a nice little 5-minute connection at Eaglescliffe and then on to York on the Grand Central. Coming up to one of the least used, if not the least used station in Britain now, which is Teesside Airport. And I don't think anything stops in this direction now. It's only just one a week on a Sunday to Darlington. So this is the main road. The airport's on the other side. And here's the wooden halt. That is Teesside Airport. airport's over there, and we've actually scored it. We've done a flight. We did. Where do we go now? Heathrow, wasn't it? That time. Right, we're going down there next, down that way. So we've got about 7 minutes before that train leaves, so we're pretty much bang on time. Right, this is Cliff. Oh, there's a few people getting on here. Right, our train we've just got off here at Cliff is in the distance down there. So the King's Cross one won't be very far away now. Just thought we'd have a little trip round via Cliff to kill time. Right, here it is. Grand Central service to King's Cross, so we'll go to York with this train. And then get the local northern service to Leeds. Direct at most stations, I think it'll be. And home to Cottingley. Right, we're now leaving Cliff, heading south. And you can see the station on the other side there. That's obviously a big island platform. Up next.
This is a Grand Central service for London King's Cross, calling at Northallerton, Thirsk, York and London King's Cross.
Safety information is located in the saloon. Please familiarise yourself with the information.
Passengers that we operate a no smoking policy on board our services, including the use of electronic cigarettes. This is for the safety and comfort of all of our passengers, and we thank you for your cooperation.
Yarm station doesn't have much in the way of trains calling at it at the moment because the Redcar service is pretty much off. And there's 2 a day at the moment. To stop us, we should go straight in. Level crossing coming up. It's Brompton level crossing. For a new road somewhere here now. Don't know if it's actually going to be. Well, this could be it here. There could be some works for it. I wouldn't have thought they're putting a level crossing here though, but must be putting a bridge over. Another quite a large level crossing coming up now. It's the main A road, main A167. Not a right lot to see on the Picton line. So we'll go up station, obviously we won't go
We are now
underneath.
approaching Northallerton. Change at Northallerton for connections to Yarm, Darlington and Newcastle Central. If you are leaving us here, please remember to take all of your belongings with you and thank you for travelling with Grand Central. Please take care when alighting from the train and mind the gap between the train and the platform.
On the climb to the station now. Just see down there, that's the avoiding line. And the main line is right up on the top there. So straight into the station at Northallerton. Right, Northallerton. It's not that long since we were here last. Right, just approaching Thirsk now, which is of course on the opposite side. So we've been right at the back of the train, but we won't see much until we leave. Right, we're on the move again now. The battery power is getting a bit low, so I need to watch
This is a Grand Central service for London King's Cross, calling at York and
another
London
feather
King's
on
Cross.
that one there, so we're going to go back
Safety
over,
information
straight
is
over to the
located in
fast
the
line,
tunnel. Please familiarise yourself with the information.
which makes a lot of sense. Here we go, fast line now. That's the slow. Right, we have made it to York, and that's the Grand Central one we just got off. So let's get on this new unit now to Leeds. Right, leaving York now on the limited stop service to Leeds.
Customers are requested to remain vigilant. If you see anything suspicious, please report it to a member of staff or the British Transport Police via text on 61016. We'll sort it. See it, say it, sort it.
It's a bit loud, is that, I think. I have to turn the volume down.
Yeah.
Right, we made it back to Leeds now, and this is our train we've just used. So let's find the Cottingley one now, which will be Manchester Piccadilly. And I think this is it here. Is it a double formation again? I think it might be. Yep, it is. So we better get in the front part of the train. Right, we're on our last train of today now.
Welcome to Transpennine Express.
A little bit quieter, wasn't it? The northern one was really loud. Anyway, yeah, so just cutting on here now, and that's it. So I know we didn't quite walk it all the way from Durham to
This
Bishop
is
Auckland,
the
but
17th
very good fortune that we got that lift.
service to
And loads
Manchester
of them went in for
Piccadilly,
it, so
calling at
spot
Cottingley,
on. You see this video, mate.
Batley,
Thank you so much for that
Dewsbury,
lift.
Ravenstone,
Okay, so let's get back to
Murphy,
Cottingley.
Deaton, Huddersfield.
Right, we've made it back. 6-car formation on stopping service to Piccadilly. We'll just play this out now, and the battery, if it lasts, if it does. Normally I get just one unit on the Huddersfield stopper, but far fewer passengers now with this coronavirus, and they stick 2 units on it. Young lady driver. There's nobody actually in the rear unit. Right, Cue music now, end of video. See you next one. Bye for now.